See what happens. Let's give it a ride. Yeah, it's working. See what happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglash. For the WDMA, we fight for mail and marketing every day. I'll get it. I think we need direct in there. Direct mail and direct marketing every day. I welcome your thoughts. My messaging thingy doesn't seem to be working. I'm not sure if it's working. I get messages. People are watching. But if you're watching live, for sure, say hi, say where you're from or something. And I will, I'll probably stop and say something. But then I can tell if it's working, because this is live. I mean, most people seem to watch it later, which is fine. You can watch it on double speed. That's fine too. But let's get over to the news. And this is Andrew Ettinger. I don't know where he gets his data exactly, but he joined the WDMA. Hey, hi, Arizona. I wondered, I haven't seen you in a long time, and I really miss your comments. So have a cup of coffee on me. Anyway, I have to talk to you. I'm going to talk about your company today, so you better be there. You can straighten things out if we need to. Okay, so let's get over to Andrew and listen to his comments on Facebook.
Hey, this is Andrew, CEO of The Best Postcards. Today's quick hit is on Facebook. I love speaking to agencies, especially clients, who tell me that they are branding on Facebook. In 2020, there were 2.8 billion active accounts on Facebook. Now, as you know, Facebook uses potential audience as their metric for advertising. Out of those 2.8 billion accounts, 1.3 billion were fake, and 10% of them were duplicate accounts that were counted twice.
Well, like I said, I don't know where he gets his info, but because he joined the WDMA, I'm going to give him a pitch here. And it's a heck of the implications of it are that we take Facebook at its word that they're sending our ad out to somebody. I've advertised a couple of times on Facebook for the WDMA and gotten very, very few results. And the results I did get didn't seem to be real people, I have to say. Now, why am I doing Facebook? Well, mostly the reason was that I was able to spend just a little money and advertise regionally, so I could advertise to Minneapolis, to Chicago, to Dubuque, and to Wisconsin. So I could just get this one area that I feel like is our main market when we're doing live meetups, which we got to get back to this summer. So anyway, maybe I'll do one in June. And I think I have the most members up in Minneapolis, so I'll get up there. I've got to be up there the weekend of the 15th or 18th. So let's figure on one up there now. Okay, but anyway, so thanks, Andrew. I'm going to do a few more of his because except he kind of cusses, I'm going to have to clean him up a little bit. But anyway, I think you'll enjoy his perspective. Okay, now here's a really interesting article. It was in LinkedIn. Dr. Len Schwartz, I think we're connected, but I don't really know Dr. Len. And he said, he did this video, and here's the transcript. Hey, this is Dr. Len. Today I'm going to show you how to conduct a free direct mail campaign to 100,000 people in your area. Here are the fundamentals. First, you find 9 other business owners in your area who are interested in reaching the same or similar 100,000 consumers. So, if you're in like a town like Waukesha, Wisconsin, that's about 100,000 population. I don't know. It's about 300,000 in the county and I'm guessing probably about 100,000 households. It's a nice size mailing. You could go out a little beyond that. So find 9 other business owners who want to do that 100,000. Tell them, and it doesn't have to be 100,000, it can be almost any number you like. Tell them you care you'll take care of everything. You'll be in charge of the envelopes, printing, inserting the flyers, postage, and mailing. You divide the cost of the mailing by 9 when you receive the final pricing, or maybe by 8, and then you'll make a little bit for your trouble. You're paid by the other 9 owners. Everyone gets just what they desire: new business exposure, market penetration. You also get a free marketing campaign. And so he's got a book, Cut the Yo-Yo. I show you how to do all of this and more. I can walk you through the complete step-by-step process of leveraging this and generating a year-round surge of business. Okay, well, I'm sure there's more in the book than that, but I want to say that Keith, who just commented on LinkedIn, Keith has a system called Mailing Outfitters, and it's designed for millennials who don't know how to put a catalog together or a real mailing together. It's sort of a postcard-sized thing, but it's designed to be a co-op. And not only that, but it's designed and built in that it has a personal URL for every sheet of paper. So if you get those 10 people, and they each have a QR code, but it's not just a QR code to their site or their landing page. It's a QR code that takes you to that takes you first back to Keith's server and identifies who's inquiring by household, by the name we mailed, and then takes them to the landing page that they're interested in. So, if you're the one putting it together, you could conceivably gather all those leads from all the participants. But in addition, when someone visits your website, you can buy at a fairly high cost a lookup service so that you can get some follow-up, like another mailing sent to the people that responded, or a phone call, or other follow-up methods. This doesn't require a lookup because we already know who we mailed, and that is embedded in the QR code. I don't know if this is maybe too advanced, but in addition, it doesn't have to be just a geographic area. We can find mailing lists on all sorts of interests people have. For example, we put one together for whitetail hunters and people with an interest in hunting and had bought a deer hunting license. And there were a couple of million of those. And so we put together a campaign for anybody who's interested in reaching deer hunters, and it included people like Ford Truck when they had trucks, and I think Skoal chewing tobacco, and it was an assortment. There's a lot of people who want to reach that sort of interest group, and so the vehicle is not just geographically definable, but also interest definable. So if you have an association, or if you have a publication with a large size mailing list. I used to work with, for example, In Fisherman, and we would drop a couple of million prospect pieces at a time. And this would be a great way to both prospect and support your advertisers. So there's a lot of applications for this, but the beauty of it is that it takes away all the need for lookup later. We can immediately start the follow-up process and start the qualification process. So anyway, thank you for that, Dr. Len. Keith, if you want to chime in, that's okay. Here's a piece from Craig Huey. He does a lot of political mail, but he also gives me stuff to chew on with real case studies. So he talks about a mailing that got 22% response, and it was a small campaign. It was really only about 153 people. So they sent out a 3D direct mail piece, and what that means is it's like a box, like a package or something. Hopefully it makes some noise. An email blast with a strong sales pitch and a telephone follow-up to those 153 prospects. Like, this would be ideal as the follow-up piece for your wide prospecting effort. Your explanation is spot on. Thank you. I hope so. Yeah. Anyway, full disclosure, I was working on a patent for it, but I didn't think I understood it well enough to write it. Although it is started, so we can make it patent pending, I think, if we want to. Okay, 3D is one of the most powerful ways to initiate a response from a target audience. It arrives in a FedEx package, well, or you could do it parcel post, of course, or priority mail. It demands that people open it up right away and see what's in it, and it has that wow factor, okay? It cuts through the clutter and draws immediate attention. So if you have the right element with the right impact, you get desirable response. And they generated, they had a 50% open rate, and by that I think they mean they also did follow-up email. Anyway, it was 22%. So because it was a small target audience with a high potential return on investment, we wanted to do the 3D package and telephone follow-up. We also added an email series so it would truly have an integrated multi-channel impact. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so our 3D piece included the following: a personalized letter, a detailed brochure, 2 shiny pretend cryptocurrency coins that were bright gold and measuring just about 2 inches in diameter. There was a picture on this. I thought I did a picture. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the Bitcoin. Okay, so there really aren't Bitcoins, in case you don't know, if you're not a financial expert. Okay, this article was really interesting, and I'm not going to do it justice, so I want you to subscribe to the WDMA. I'm also putting up, yesterday I recorded a case study, one of the most, I don't know what, it's one of the most dramatic case studies I've had in my 40 years of consulting, because it was a retailer that without opening new stores grew 30% in 1 year. And it was a 25 or so year old retailer that had mainly grown by opening new stores. Okay, so how do you grow 30% with a significant number of stores? How do you do that? And the answer, in part, was mail. And I'll give full credit to the other people involved, but mail was an important part, and it gets at this era of uncertainty, okay? Because what this article essentially says, by Sam Anderson from The Drum, an excellent article, but what it essentially says, not very far in, is as knowledge deepens, certainty becomes more elusive. And I've got some articles on too much data to make a decision, and drowning in data is the name of one of the articles. I think it's up on LinkedIn. If you want it, give me a call and I'll send it to you. But what people don't understand is the more data that you have, the more spurious correlations you can derive, even from random numbers. If you have enough random numbers, you'll find long strings of the same strings of numbers. What does it mean? Nothing, zero, nothing at all, nothing. And yet, if you ran it through a modeling program, they would find those correlations. And if they were variable specific, that noise would generate a model for you. It's a scary thing. So what is strategy? Giving an informed opinion on how to win, says Martin Clarkson. Or helping clients make choices about where they should be prioritizing marketing investment to deliver the best effect, by Rachel Hatton. Those things are best served by the methodology of direct marketing. I don't think anybody in this article has a clue on how you actually answer these questions, because they don't have a labeled data set for their audience. They aren't probably running field valid experimentation. Direct marketing, this tool set, is there. It's fascinating. And in all honesty, I have another article called Why Direct Marketing is Hated and Feared, and I'm almost certain that's up on LinkedIn. And it basically says, when I was in an agency, They told me to my face, we don't want to know the real results of our advertising. We don't want to know it. And the reason we don't want to know it is because we want to win awards. And that information might impede our creativity, and it also, if the advertising doesn't do what we promised it might make the client reluctant to enter it in the awards, even though we could get it because it's so creative. Okay? So clients are running in the wrong direction quicker than they were before with all the data. It's quite a long article. It says you can't be a good strategist unless you're prepared to get your hands dirty. That wasn't quite exactly explained, but the strategist used to say, well, here's the strategy, and in 3 years, see how it goes and call us back. But now clients want answers in months, weeks, or days. Well, there's a trade-off there, because the answer that you get in a day will be good for that day. And the whole point of direct marketing is to be able to generalize principles that not only work for the test, but work beyond the test. It doesn't help if you run an A-B split and you get a one-day result with no explanation or theory, because then you can't extend it into the future and you don't have strategy. And I know this is a little deep for most of you, but this is, they're wrestling with this puzzle. They're wrestling with the puzzle that their methodology does not generate any certainty. They said that. The certainty isn't the product of good strategy work, data-led or otherwise, Rogerson says. Challenge is to shift the conversation toward an understanding of less certainty, not more. They want to tell you you don't need certainty. But in order to extrapolate to the future, which is the entire point of strategy and most of the task of marketing, you need some certainty. Now, this article was widely distributed. I'm going to lay down the gauntlet here a little bit and say, if your agency wants to know how to do certainty, or if you're a CEO and you keep hiring these strategists who tell you, well, the key is to not want certainty, to listen to us and take our direction and hope for the best. If that's where you're at, then for heaven's sakes, give me a call. I can send you some books if nothing else. I'm not saying I'll charge you. I'm saying let's talk, for heaven's sakes. My gosh, as knowledge becomes more complete, it doesn't become more certain, but more probabilistic. I should play that case study, but I'm going to put it up in a private link on YouTube, where a retailer grew public information 30% in 1 year, and they grew 50% in 3 years altogether. Yeah, that's oh, Keith, thank you for the link. That's the link for the WDMA, but not for the video I cut yesterday. It's going to be private for a while at least, but it's so powerful because the CEO says of the marketing people, they were so good at knowing where to spend the money to generate the maximum return on investment. And I had a part in that. I was a part of the team. It wasn't all me, but I can tell you what happened and why it worked and how it launched mainly with a change in the view where we could find information out. Well, I've talked too long today. It's an excellent article. It'll be up on the WDMA in the members section that you can get to with a subscription, but I really encourage you to join and encourage this effort to show the world that mail and the methodologies of direct marketing can answer these questions. These are great questions. This is a great issue, a huge issue. Strategy is growing in importance and lost track of certainty. There's more indecision and more pressure to move quickly. Information is not knowledge, and the more information we get, the harder it is to have the knowledge. Okay? And most of you know I have an MA in epistemology, which is the study of how we know. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know